Here's my first little story to illustrate a point. A friend of mine who works, I should say, at a dealership that I worked at for 10 years and made him a shit ton of money, has a 2001 Ford Explorer Sport, pretty little truck, and he had a crank no start issue, so the engine would turn over, but wouldn't start. So he brought it into the dealership that he works at and asked them if they could fix it for him. He uses this vehicle actually for company business, and they looked at it and completely misdiagnosed the issue. They said it was a anti-theft immobilizer problem, which is like the last thing that would have been on my list. And they parked it in the back lot for a month. And he calls me up, he says, "Hey Tom, I know you've been doing this for a long time. You mind taking a look at my truck?" So I said, "Sure, Ben, that's not an issue." So he brought it to me, and I did, like I said, I'm not an ASC certified mechanic. I've just been doing this all my life, so I got kind of an instinct for where the stink is. So I used simple diagnostic tools. Let me show you some of them right now. This is a test light. You can buy this at Harbor Freight for $4. Okay. This is a code reader, and that's all it is. It's nothing fancy. I bought this also at Harbor Freight. It's done everything it's supposed to do. Never failed me. It cost me $150, and it's paid for itself 10 times over. And this is a simple digital volt ohm meter. Once again, I went down to AutoZone, and it cost me, I think, $100. It's a good one. I mean, I like it. It's a nice tool, but none of this stuff is really high tech. So he brought it to me, and he parked it in my driveway, and I believed the technician or his diagnosis that it was a problem with the immobilizer, which is the anti-theft system. So I spent a day, traveling down that rat hole, and then I realized that I needed to go back to basics, which is, signal path, fuses, relays, ignition, fuel pressure, just, like really simple stuff that these kids won't do anymore because they think the computer's going to tell them what to do, and they're going to walk away and they're going to get whatever their flat rate is, 5 hours or some shit like that. So I started from square one, and I went through the usual, simple diagnostic process, and I addressed a couple of issues, and I fixed the truck, and now he's real happy. And I realized that this is a huge problem. It really is, because the service drive is supposed to be where you retain your customers. You can sell a car in a lot, and that's great, but when people come back and they're in trouble and they need a friend, a service drive is where you're supposed to retain your customers. And these dealers are just destroying that market. So the repeat and referral business that they're supposed to get through the service department is now gone. Now, I've got 100 stories like this. I'm going to cut this off right now. The reason that I'm able to do the stuff that I do is because I've got nothing but time. I've got some data services that I subscribe to, so if there's an issue, I can look it up on the interweb. And I got plenty of booze in the house, and a nice sound system in the garage. So, I won't walk away from a job until it's done. And I got nothing better to do, so this is my first story. There's probably, God, a couple dozen more, so stay tuned.